keys out of your ignition for me?
I don't know.
Okay, perfect. So, do you know that you have a warrant out of Texas?
No, sir.
Okay. So I'm gonna need you to step out of the vehicle.
My dogs are at home.
To lie to us when we're just trying to help. The only thing I was trying to do is help. You guys could have been long down the road, probably 15-20 minutes ago down the road, if you would have just said, here's my ID, and been done, right?
Go! Stop racing! So right now, dude, I waited so long, like fuck, man.
Police officers are trained to handle the most dangerous situations imaginable, but sometimes they come face to face with criminals who have no fear and no mercy. These are the cases where officers were pushed to the edge and some never made it back. Let's start with the first case.
Keys out of your ignition for me?
I don't know.
Okay, perfect. So, do you know that you have a warrant out of Texas?
No, sir.
Okay. So I'm gonna need you to step out of the vehicle.
My dogs are at home.
Okay, that's something we'll deal with later, okay? You gonna step out for me?
On November 22nd, 2021 in Gladstone, Oregon, a routine traffic stop turned into a nightmare. Officer Clement Laauo pulled over Ivet Les Garcia and discovered she had a warrant out of Texas. She seemed calm and agreed to go home to check on her dogs. But inside the house, while handcuffed, Garcia retrieved a hidden gun and opened fire. Sergeant Hill was shot in the arm and leg. Officer Laauo bravely dragged his partner to safety under fire. Hill survived, but suffered permanent nerve damage and retired. Here's how the case followed afterwards. The stop began without incident, a calm exchange, a cordial tone, nothing out of the ordinary. Officer Laauo approached Ivet Les Garcia with professional restraint, informing her of an active warrant out of Texas. She seemed cooperative, even concerned about her dogs at home. At this stage, nothing suggested volatility. Legally, the officer had clear grounds for arrest, and procedurally, he moved to detain her with due caution. Still, what stood out was the subtle unease in her voice, a hesitation not rooted in confusion, but in calculation. The officers had no reason to suspect what was coming.
Are they friendly enough?
Yes.
Okay.
That's puppy.
Hello.
They agreed to accompany her home, an uncommon but not improper decision. Officers sometimes allow arrestees minor requests if they don't compromise safety. Garcia's insistence on her dogs being alone prompted a humane response. The officers remained alert but relaxed, focused more on the pets than the person in custody. Yet the home was her ground. As they moved through the hallway, the officers unknowingly entered a space she controlled. Their focus, split between safety and sympathy, missed one critical factor. Even handcuffed, Garcia still had access to danger. The calm was deceptive, and every second inside that house ticked toward catastrophe.
Okay. All right. Good boy. Good boy.
Hello. You all right?
Without warning, the air snapped with tension. The gun appeared. Garcia, still restrained, fired twice. The first shot tore into Sergeant Hill's arm. The second struck his leg. In law enforcement, the assumption is that a cuffed suspect is disarmed, but Garcia defied that assumption in the most violent way possible. She had hidden the firearm in a place she could reach even in restraints, a chilling premeditation. Her detached tone during the shooting hinted at something darker, an intent not just to escape, but to kill. The officers' trust had been weaponized against them.
1-9, shots fired! 1-9, shots fired! Hey, medics, start me, code 0.
The moment Hill went down, chaos took over. Officer Laauo, under fire, had to make a rapid series of decisions. Engage, protect, or retreat. His voice escalated, shifting from command to desperation. Garcia, now in a firefight with police, held nothing back. In these seconds, the line between officer and target blurred. Hill, bleeding and exposed, became the mission. Radio traffic filled with urgency. Code 0, 1 down, suspect armed. In these moments, every mistake is fatal and every second counts. The scene transformed from a felony arrest into a full-blown active shooter situation.
Drop the gun! Suspect in the house shooting at us. I got 1 down. 1-9, give me a shield. I need to get to my partner.
Laauo knew what he had to do. Without waiting, he demanded a shield, rallied cover, and rushed in. His partner's life depended on speed. Despite the active threat, Laauo closed distance under fire and applied a tourniquet, a textbook battlefield response under unimaginable pressure. His movements were both tactical and emotional, motivated not just by duty, but by loyalty. Garcia, still armed, was neutralized at gunpoint. In the end, the officers acted with professionalism and courage, but they had entered a trap disguised as cooperation. It wasn't a procedural failure, it was a betrayal they never saw coming.
If she gets up, shoot her! I'm gonna get the point. I gotta put tourniquet on him. Alright? I'm going in!
This case exposed how quickly trust can turn deadly. Despite being handcuffed, Garcia planned her attack and left a veteran officer permanently injured. The officers acted by the book, but were blindsided by deception. Garcia got 10 years in prison, but the damage she caused will last a lifetime. Now, onto our next case.
Probably 15-20 minutes ago down the road, if you would have just said, here's my ID, and been done, right?
It began as a routine traffic stop but unraveled into a deadly confrontation rooted in deception, paranoia, and desperation. When the officer encountered Brandon Griffin and Christine Santos, something was immediately off. Griffin, already wanted nationwide, masked his identity. Santos, his partner, harbored a fear so deep it exploded into chaos. As the trooper calmly tried to gain control, the situation escalated rapidly. What started as a simple ID check ended in gunfire, a trooper wounded, and one suspect dead. This was no random stop. It was the collision of justice and fugitives on the run. The trooper's calm approach, centered on cooperation, clashed with Brandon Griffin's growing paranoia. Despite being given multiple opportunities to come clean, Griffin doubled down on deception. His hesitance was not confusion, it was calculated. With a nationwide warrant hanging over him, the weight of consequence loomed heavy, but it was Christine's anxious energy that foreshadowed what was to come. At this point, the law was still in control, but the balance was fragile.
Hospital, and I had a herniated disc. I mean, I kind of just...
Let me go check it real quick, Brandon.
When the trooper finally pried their real names out of the couple, he ran them through the system again, only to...
As the trooper moved to make a peaceful arrest, the situation exploded. Griffin, sensing the noose tightening, physically resisted, his refusal loud, deliberate, and desperate. The officer's repeated commands were both firm and legally sound, offering every chance for voluntary compliance. But Griffin wasn't surrendering to justice. His resistance crossed the threshold into criminal defiance. At this moment, things weren't just unraveling, they were breaking. Every added second of refusal added layers to the potential charges. The trooper's restraint was commendable, but the fuse had been lit.
All right, turn. No,
Hey, I'm
Brandon.
not going in cuffs.
Brandon, we're not doing this.
No!
Brandon,
No!
stop. Brandon,
What?
stop.
Stop.
If you don't stop, I'm adding charges to you.
Stop. Stop resisting.
Suddenly, Christine stepped in, not as a witness, but as an accomplice in emotional freefall. Her attempt to re-enter the vehicle introduced a dangerous unknown. Her frantic words about bear spray and imminent death revealed more than fear. They hinted at delusion, perhaps trauma, but certainly instability. The trooper, pleading and composed, tried desperately to defuse her. This wasn't just about physical control, it was a mental standoff. The trooper recognized that she truly believed her life was in danger, but logic wasn't enough. Her panic was infectious, unpredictable, and teetering on volatile.
Christine, stay out of the car!
Do it.
Stop, Christine. Listen to me. I need you to stop. Please back up for me.
They tried to kill us in there.
Ducoin exit.
Please don't. Please.
Christine's breakdown reached critical mass. Her emotional resistance collided with the reality of law enforcement tactics. The trooper warned, backed off, then advanced as the danger escalated. His military experience became more than a background detail. It was now the reason he didn't flinch under pressure. The deployment of the taser wasn't just justified, it was necessary to prevent greater violence. But the atmosphere was thick with unpredictability. Each order shouted, each taser spark, it all played like a standoff with chaos itself. Control was slipping fast.
Christine, back up!
I was in the military. You're gonna have to shoot me. No, look up.
Shoot me in the head.
Christine, get back!
Then came the breaking point, a burst of radio chatter, frantic movements, and the unmistakable crack of gunfire. Griffin, unwilling to go quietly, had turned deadly. Officers responded in kind, seeking cover, returning fire, fighting not just for justice, but for survival. A trooper hit, Griffin down. The nightmare scenario had come to pass. The chaos of earlier moments had given way to lethal clarity. This was now a gunfight between law and lawlessness. What followed would be measured in blood, paperwork, and consequence.
Decoy next 80 feet! Shots fired! Shots fired! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, go!
Brandon Griffin's death was the tragic endpoint of choices stacked one on top of the other. Lies, resistance, delusion, and violence. Christine Santos, gripped by fear, stood beside him until the end. The officers, especially the lead trooper, acted with restraint far beyond what the moment demanded, until it no longer could be afforded. The law bent, pleaded, and warned. But when words failed, bullets decided. Now to our third and final case.
If you don't stop, so I'm gonna tase you. I'm not playing with you. Take your hands out your pocket. Take your hands out your pocket. Take your hands out your pocket. Please help me, dispatch. My left arm is broken. I've been shot in the neck. Dispatch.
On the first morning of a new year, a routine call turned into a desperate fight for survival. Officer Quincy Smith responded to a report of suspicious behavior near a local shop. Nothing out of the ordinary at first glance, but what unfolded was anything but ordinary. A simple command to remove hands from a pocket escalated into a near-fatal ambush. What makes this case unforgettable isn't just the sudden burst of violence, it's the officer's chilling radio calls, his unwavering focus while critically wounded, and the piece of evidence that silently captured it all: his glasses.
Come here for a second. Come here. If you don't, you better stop, or I would. Come here.
The man refused to comply. His hands remained buried in his hoodie pocket, an ominous sign for any patrol officer. Smith maintained control, keeping his voice steady but firm. His commands escalated with urgency, reflecting years of experience reading danger in subtle behaviors. Each ignored order chipped away at the already fragile tension. At this point, any movement could have triggered a fatal chain reaction, and it soon would. The suspect wasn't just hiding defiance in his pocket, he was hiding a weapon.
Come here. If you don't, you better stop, or I would. Come here.
The warnings were explicit. Smith, sensing the rising threat, gave a final ultimatum. A taser, he said, would be deployed if the suspect didn't comply. But the warnings went unheeded. The suspect's body language grew tenser, more erratic, hands still obscured. Officers are trained to interpret these moments as make or break. What Smith didn't know was that he was seconds away from being ambushed. His verbal authority had reached its limits. Physical danger now loomed and exploded violently.
I'm not playing with you. Take your hands out your pocket. Take your hands out your pocket. Take your hands out your pocket. Shots fired!
Then came the sound that changed everything: gunfire. A close-range shot tore into Officer Smith's neck. Another struck his arm. Bleeding and disoriented, Smith radioed for help, his voice fragile but focused. Despite the shock, he articulated his injuries and location with a chilling calm. Then, in a moment no training could prepare for, he delivered a plea no officer ever expects to voice: a goodbye to his family. In those seconds, he wasn't just an officer. He was a husband, a son, a man fighting to stay alive.
Dispatch, I'm hurt pretty bad.
Oh, we got help on the way. The subject still there?
Touch it, tick off. Please help me, dispatch. Please help me, dispatch. My left arm is broken. I've been shot in the neck. Dispatch, please tell my family I love them.
Even while clinging to life, Smith provided key information. Witnesses, some panicked, some composed, rushed in to help. One relayed the shooter's last known direction and described his clothing. This cooperation was crucial. In fast-moving cases like this, every second counts. Meanwhile, Smith's breathing grew more labored. He could barely speak, but he still urged dispatch to hurry. Despite his condition, he anchored the response effort, his composure a testament to both training and instinct. Help was on the way, but whether it would arrive in time remained uncertain.
Ma'am, he went behind Dr. Tower, I believe, somewhere in that neighborhood back there. He was wearing a red hood, wasn't he?
Yeah, in a camel suit.
He was wearing a red hoodie.
I can barely breathe. Tell him hurry up.
He said he can barely breathe. Y'all please hurry.
As medics stabilized the scene, Smith, still conscious, made a final critical request: secure his glasses. It wasn't vanity. His glasses carried a built-in camera, capturing the entire event. That footage would become the linchpin in identifying the shooter. With his own blood staining the pavement, Smith ensured the chain of evidence remained intact. He survived the encounter, and because of his foresight, so did the truth. His body cam and his resolve would help put a dangerous man behind bars for decades.
Somebody secured my glasses, my body camera's on it.
Alright, I got you.
Where's that? He secured it.
If you found these cases compelling and want more real-world breakdowns from a criminal law and policing lens, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more stories coming, each one darker, deeper, and more revealing.